Hey stackers, common date circulated 90% silver half dollars are probably in your stack. They're pretty popular with silver stackers. And when it comes to stacking half dollars, the Walking Liberty half dollar is probably the most sought after of the bunch. At least that's the general impression I've gotten over 6 years of stacking. So what is 90% silver? How much is it worth? And why do silver stackers love it or hate it? Let's talk about that in today's video. 90% coins are pretty popular, as I mentioned. There are pros, but there's also a few cons to stacking this stuff. All of these coins that you see here are also for sale, so if you're interested in any of this, please check out the pinned comment in the comment section for details. Now first, what are Walking Liberty half dollars in the first place? Well, walkers, or half dollars, that were minted between 1916 and 1947 during a period in American history when half dollars, quarters, and dimes contained 90% silver. They also had copper. We also had a silver dollar for a while back then. You know, for those that are really new to silver coins, it was an interesting time in our past. The United States began leaving the gold standard, as you've probably heard, in 1933, and it ultimately completely abandoned it by 1973. The gold standard is a monetary system where a nation mints or prints its currency with a value that is directly tied to gold. To put it simply, we stopped minting coins made of gold and silver and began raising debt instead. That's why we're $34 trillion in debt today in the United States. Now, each common date circulated half dollar is historic and is worth approximately $8.26 today. That's its melt value as of January 27th, 2024, while filming this video. Now, this price will obviously change depending on when you're watching this video. And in order to calculate the present day value of a single Walking Liberty silver half dollar, what you need to have today is a little bit of math. Just take the current silver spot price, let's say it's $23, and then multiply that price by 0.3616. Once again, take the current spot price and multiply that by 0.3616. That will give you the approximate melt value of the coin at whatever time you're doing the calculation. So what are two pros of stacking these silver coins? Well, number one is that the coins are fractional silver, meaning that they contain less than 1 troy ounce of silver. 1 troy ounce is the standard unit of weight that is used in the calculation of silver spot price or the market price. When you go to Kitco or APMEX, wherever you go to check the spot price, it's always in 1 troy ounce for both gold and silver. Now, I like 1 ounce silver rounds, also the silver maple leaf coin from Canada, and the American silver eagle coins in 1 ounce when it comes to stacking that weight. The second in my viewpoint is that 90% silver, well, or the walkers, if you want to look at it, that fall into that category, are generally cheaper to stack than the other higher premium silver stuff that I just mentioned, like silver rounds, silver maple leafs, and obviously silver American eagles, which have the highest premiums of all. What I mean by that is that you're going to pay a higher price in general for the same equivalent weight in silver if you go with the rounds, maple leafs, or the eagles, or a combination of those three, whereas you can get a little bit more silver in weight at the same price with the 90% silver. That's the advantage. Cons, well, the stuff isn't shiny, obviously, and some people hate that it's circulated, dingy, it could be really sticky, it can be smelly. Who knows whose hands these coins have been in, and if they were only in their hands, and what they've seen. You guys get what I mean. Others love to think of that stuff. They love the history, the time period, yet plenty of other stackers out there in the community, they do not like this stuff at all, and they stay away from 90% when it comes to stacking. Sometimes I think another thing that puts people off on 90% is that, well, it just doesn't say silver on it. That's a big thing for people. There's a concept out there when it comes to stacking that's if you have to explain to somebody that may be a potential buyer what it is, then you're doing it wrong. So you've got silver rounds, you've got silver eagles, foreign silver coins. They're almost always stamped 1 ounce of silver. Yeah, they have to be. If they're not, then don't even consider it. So when it comes to stacking silver and looking at another potential con of 90% silver, that is, I would say the fact that it doesn't have silver stamped on it anywhere or its weight as a con. Clearly those of us that are stacking it, that know silver or that take the time to learn about it, we can do the simple calculations and remember, how to calculate the weight and potentially the value of 90% silver. But let's think about the average person out there. Much easier, obviously, to hand them an American Silver Eagle or a Silver Buffalo round, something that says 1 troy ounce of silver. It just resonates with the general population a little better in my viewpoint. Now, when it comes to my personal silver stack, the core of my stack is in 1 troy ounce silver coins like the American Silver Eagle, also silver rounds, like the Silver Buffalo round, some maple leafs and other foreign coins. But I do own 90%, and I do appreciate having a little diversity in my stack, which keeps stacking a little more interesting, while we're also saving for our own personal futures or whatever it is we are stacking for. So that's Walking Liberty half dollars. I like them. I hope you like them, but let me know what you think, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. Always happy to hear what you think about today's video in the comments section, and I'll see you back soon. Take it easy, stackers.
Thank you for watching our video. I hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel.